What is up, guys? We are talking about the LFA 109 main event between Terrance McKinney and Irizarry Ortiz. Exciting matchup in the lightweight division. Terrance McKinney, recent Dana White's Contender Series alumni. He didn't win on the Contender Series, but actually didn't have a terrible showing. On the other side, this is really the biggest test of Ortiz's career. He has never fought a guy at the level really of Terrance McKinney, not at this big a stage. You see a loss there in Combate Americas to Pablo Sabori. That was over 2 years ago. Against Terrance McKinney here in the main event, massive opportunity for him, and it's not going to be an easy fight. Let's talk first about what Terrance McKinney does well. As we saw in the Contender Series, even in a defeat, he had a guy in Sean Woodson who's actually pretty solid with his takedown defense on his back and was controlling that fight. He clearly won the first. He was winning the second, and then he gets knocked out with a flying knee in the third. Very well, that fight could have gone the other way, and Terrance McKinney would have been the prospect that got signed to the UFC and had that hype that Sean Woodson had. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. He takes the loss. He loses his next fight. That was disappointing, but I mean, if you look at the outcome in the fighter, it's Darrick Minor, and he loses by a triangle choke submission. The guy's a very tricky submission specialist, but in his last two fights, there have been knockouts under 20 seconds for each in both the head kick. Derek Sanders, he wins that fight in, I believe, 16 seconds, head kick knockout. That was 2 months ago, and then a month ago, he beat Tohinho Gavinho by a head kick knockout in 17 seconds. I mean, this guy is knocking guys out, one head kick, and it's over. He's a southpaw. Dangerous kickboxing skills. His left head kick is definitely something that everyone that fights him needs to watch out for because it comes up so fast and fluidly. He's very high level with it, and it's a natural talent that he's just practiced, and I feel like he started to master. You look at the wrestling skills. I mean, the guy's a junior college wrestler. He's no slouch on the ground. He gets on top. He's going to look for ground and pound to soften you up, and he will also search for submissions. As I mentioned, that Sean Woodson fight, he very well could have won that fight if that flying knee didn't land when he shot in. It was just bad luck in that moment for him and just great timing for Sean Woodson. Lots to like with Terrance McKinney on a 2-fight win streak. On the other side, Irizarry Ortiz, Thai-esque style striker from what I've seen. I'll be honest, not a ton of footage on this guy. I was searching through his Instagram. I find some things about him. I watched him do some training. From what I see of the punching, I will say slapping style of boxing. Tends to slap his punches more so than, throwing real power and weight behind him. Lots of slapping punches. 6 wins by submission, 4 knockouts. But I will say most of his wins are on the ground. He's a guy that wants to get on top or even from his back look for submissions. That's where he's going to do his best work, on the ground. Problem is, Terrance McKinney has a tricky wrestling background that I really do think is going to pose problems. I don't see Irizarry getting on top of Terrance McKinney. I don't even think McKinney's going to be looking really to grapple in this matchup. I think this is a striking fight. Terrance McKinney, I think he puts on a showcase. I think he wins this fight knockout. I'm going to say second round. I feel like Irizarry Ortiz can get out of that first round. I don't think we're looking at 17 seconds. Can you imagine if Terrance McKinney somehow got a 17-second knockout or something again? That would be 3 straight. I hope he does it, but realistically, I do think this fight goes a bit longer. I think we're looking at second round knockout win, Terrance McKinney, and I really feel like this kid has a ton of potential. UFC caliber guy for sure, and he's well on his way there. I mean, the recent losses are to guys in the UFC, so no shame there. I will say, disappointing thing with this LFA card, we have no odds released yet, but we're still going to give you a betting preview. Assuming the odds maybe come out tomorrow, which is fight day, I'm assuming McKinney will open as a fairly strong favorite around the minus 250 range. Is he worth a straight bet? Maybe you parlay him up. Maybe if you can, you parlay him up with some UFC bets later on in the week. If I had to give you a prop to play, I like the McKinney knockout win, and I think he does it in the second round. Hoping there's going to be plus money on the knockout prop bet, assuming odds release. I believe they will. Odds are normally out for LFA, so hopefully we will see them soon. Fun LFA card. I will be live streaming for it with the Fight Companion, so if you guys are interested, make sure you tune into that on Friday night. Terrance McKinney, he beats Irizarry Ortiz, and I do believe victory here. I think he ends up getting signed to the UFC. If not, he's fighting on the Contender Series once again because he deserves a serious matchup with a win here over Michael Irizarry Ortiz. Terrance McKinney for the victory. Thank you all so much for watching. Smash that like button if you guys have not already. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here too. And I will see you all in the next video.